In 1872, sailors crossing the middle of the isolated Atlantic Ocean spotted something drifting quietly through the water. It was a merchant brigantine called the Mary Celeste. From a distance, she looked entirely normal. Her sails were set, and her heavy oak timber hull was completely intact, bobbing steadily in the gentle swells. But when a boarding party climbed over the rails to investigate, they walked into a scene that felt deeply wrong, as it was disturbingly routine. Down in the galleys, they found plates of half-eaten food resting completely undisturbed on the dining tables. The crew's personal diaries lay open in their quarters. Navigational tools were sitting exactly where they belonged, neatly tucked away in their cases. The vessel was frozen in time. She was operating perfectly as a merchant ship, sailing steadily across the ocean, yet entirely abandoned by the people meant to be steering her. Investigators searched every cabin and hold, confirming a harsh reality. There was zero human presence on board. They didn't find a single body. They also found no trace of violence. The wooden decks were clean. There was no blood, no weapon damage, and no broken furniture to suggest a struggle had taken place. This created a baffling psychological puzzle. These were hardened sailors. They knew that abandoning a perfectly sound vessel to step off into the vast, deadly open ocean was a death sentence. It left behind an impossible crime scene. The pristine, completely undisturbed condition of the ship itself is what makes the crew's vanishing so chilling. The most logical explanation for a missing crew in the 19th century Atlantic was a violent pirate attack. However, investigators quickly realized the ship's highly valuable cargo of commercial alcohol was sitting securely in the hold. Even the crew's cash and personal belongings were left behind. Pirates do not leave treasure on the table. The next major hypothesis focused on a catastrophic natural event, a sudden violent storm, or perhaps an internal explosion from fumes in the cargo hold. But an inspection proved the ship's structural hull and towering masts were perfectly sound. Nothing was scorched, shattered, or splintered by wind or fire. Every standard maritime disaster theory is directly contradicted by the physical evidence found on the decks, leaving investigators with only the inexplicable. Then they found the most unsettling piece of documentary evidence on the entire ship, the captain's official logbook. Up until the final day, the entries were entirely routine. The captain recorded mundane weather observations and coordinates, painting a picture of a calm voyage. But on the very last day, the handwriting abruptly stops mid-sentence. Looking around for what could have caused such an instantaneous interruption, the boarding party finally noticed a single, glaring anomaly on this otherwise perfect ship. The lifeboat was missing. This led to a wave of panic theories. Perhaps a sudden waterspout approached, or maybe sea gases leaked, fearing an imminent cargo explosion. Whatever triggered the evacuation, it was so immediately terrifying that fleeing into the deadly open water in a tiny wooden rowboat was perceived as the safer option than remaining on an unsinkable ship. Over 150 years have passed since the Mary Celeste was found drifting. We now have access to advanced forensic science, maritime databases, and modern oceanography. The mystery hinges on three facts: a pristine ship, no struggle, and a missing lifeboat. Modern theories fail to satisfy all three. Pirates contradict the pristine condition. Panic contradicts the lack of struggle. The center remains a logical void. The lasting terror of the Mary Celeste lies in the speed of the transition, the way an entire crew was erased while in the middle of their day. 10 seasoned travelers were removed from existence mid-thought and mid-sentence. The ocean swallowed them in an instant, leaving no physical record of their final moments. If you think you have a theory that accounts for every fact, leave it in the comments below. But remember, every single explanation inherently has a missing piece.